Welcome to this look at a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, today I find myself on a new, very old map, a new version of an old map, on Farming Simulator 22. This by Rowley Christie 1 VSR Modding Sur, 237.19 megabytes download. No required mods to download. This is a blast from the past, a blast from my past. This is the first map I ever played on Farming Simulator. Farming Simulator 15, when it came to console, it was new to console, it was a new concept, a new thing. FS15 had logging for the first time, I believe. Bjornholm was the new map, this was the Nordic map, and it also had Westbridge Hills. Those were the two start maps, and then when the Gold Edition came out, that had Sosnovka, which was mind-blowing for me, new in the game. So this was the map that started everything, and it's, if you've never played on it, I totally get that, and I've said that about every map tour. If it's an old map that's been converted over, there will be a nostalgic feel for anyone who's ever played on it before. If you've never played on it before, of course you're not going to have that feeling. So let's roll quite along. We've got there are 100 collectibles, and you'll be pleased to know they are gold coins. The original version, it was gold coins. There were 100 gold coins. I don't know, the original version, when you did all 100, it sent you to the well. There was a well, and if you went into the well, I think you got, was it 1 million extra? It was a massive amount of money, which was very, very cool as well. So I don't know if that's still a thing, but you can certainly go around and there are gold coins to collect. There's one I'll show you quite close. You'll probably see others as we go around. But anyway, the map looks like this. Contracts are available. We have got some custom crops, which I'll talk about momentarily, but this is the map. I'm trying to think if the orientation's changed on the map. Potentially. On New Farmer, we start with the main farm area here. A couple of plots. That field there, 29. When you first came on the game on FS15, had a harvester sat there like you used to, and you could go through the tutorials and you would harvest a field and learn about, you know, it was mind-boggling. Now I know I've done previous map tours on this map on other versions, on FS19, and you know, and I'm probably going to say all the same things I said before. Field prices aren't too bad, what you'd expect. The only downside to this map is the periphery, the verges, which is a big chunk of the map. 7,900,000, I mean, as close to 8 million as you like. But if you want to put in productions and stuff, Farming Simulator 22 related paraphernalia, you're probably going to need that, because a lot of the cell areas are within that sort of periphery area. We have got forestry on here as well. We've got a biogas plant. I'm going to do a strange kind of spiral loop round that will hopefully take in everything, some of the features, and sort of talk about stuff I remember. And this was the map before landscaping was a thing. It wasn't a thing. It was way off down the line. Mods weren't a thing. Console didn't have mods on FS15. So I spent hours landscaping the land. I'd re-plough stuff, cut trees down, change the shape of fields, and then I would plant trees to grow, because I wanted it to look different, and you couldn't do it any other way on console. Anyway, main farmhouse is here. There's a hotel up on the hill. This was also FS15 had the early mission system, where it wasn't contracts per se, but it was missions, and you had like a job. You'd have to go and collect suitcases and take them up to the hotel, and it was little things like that. So sleep trigger just here, wardrobe trigger just around the side. Now again, I'm going to say this, spoiler alert, it's only one of them, but was it round behind here? I'm sure there's one. There you go. Look, the old gold coins, what are they worth? Whoa! Okay, 10 grand. So maybe rather than a grand each and a bonus, if they're all if all 100 are at 10 grand, then you know, oof, not bad at all. Down towards the main farm, the FS15 version of this was pre-pallets, pre-production, all that kind of stuff. And the chickens would leave eggs on the ground, and you'd every now and again you'd come and you had a backpack, and you would go around and pick up the eggs individually. They would go into your backpack and you'd take them off to an egg sell point, which was again just mind-bogglingly cool. Now this little plot here, plot 45, is separate to purchase. The icons are already sat there, but 7,296. Do that and that, and then if we come round into the building here. There you go. So your dialogue box is for your chickens, and your pallets will spawn there 250 chickens. Now most of the barns and buildings at this main farm area you can't go into. This is so, I think previous versions altered it a lot to make it more kind of current and that kind of thing. This is the most like the FS15 version. It is honestly mind-blowingly, oh man, the memories are just flooding back. So we can talk about slot count while we're here, because at the main farm. New farm, it's 761. You start with the vehicles and machinery you'll see as we go around. There's not a huge amount of equipment here. We've got a silo there as well, and around the map we have got animal pens. The chicken one we've got here. We've got cows down to here, which we'll get to later on, and we've got sheep up here. I thought FS15 introduced pigs for the first time. I think I probably said that on the last map tour. We haven't got a pig pen that I've come across. So on farm management start from scratch, none of the animal pens are there at all. You still start with all the equipment and machinery, but you don't start with the silo. So no animal pens, no silo. Slot count comes down from 761 to 731. Not a huge amount. You can't remove these buildings. They are all fixed in place. But what we'll do, let's grab one of the fence. Like I say, I'm going to do a sort of strange spiral. So most of the stuff on here, like I say, is close to FS15. So there aren't productions. It's all sell points. And then obviously you can add in productions and stuff if you want. Actually, we should talk about build mode and stuff, shouldn't we? So like I said, there are no required mods. But if we go into... Actually, we're going to vehicles first, and we go down to... We've got this. So we've got the Evo 290 garlic. That's for harvesting garlic. So that's one of the additional crop types we're going to talk about in a moment. We go into build mode and we go to silos. That will show you the silo that's added in on the end there. 2 million litre, that is a multi-fruit silo. And then from there, sorry, back to build mode. From there, we go to container. We've got seed point, liquid fertiliser point, which we've got here at the farm, and I think we've got elsewhere. So seed point's here with the seed right next to it, just there. Now, as far as equipment and machinery goes for seeding and planting, the new crop types then, we have got chickpeas, lentils and garlic. The garlic harvest you've just seen. Under seeders, we use seeders to put your chickpeas and lentils into the ground, and then planters for the garlic. So that's the three crop types, how you put them in the ground. Taking them out, you've already seen the garlic harvester, but the other two, chickpeas and lentils, it's regular headers out there on the end. You can just see them there. So for harvesting them, it'll be regular headers. Come across the yard, our harvester, header and trailer is just there. Liquid fertiliser point is just over that side. Swing around, we've got the silo 2 million litre multi-fruit. And then we've got a water point just there. It's honestly so mind-boggling. I know I've said this before because login was new. I was completely new to the game, didn't understand the controls, didn't understand what you can do. And I said this last time, I came down here with some forestry equipment, trying to cut down trees, trying to get to grips with the controls, how it all worked. I spent hours cutting trees down, or at least trying to cut down trees. This sweeping road, we're going to take a quick left and then right again. Oh, the hours I put on this map. I'm just thinking back to the conversion. So my first ever video I made for YouTube or on YouTube was on this map. The first time I ever recorded anything was on this map. So this is fabric wool. Again, just a sell point, not production. Go down the hill. Now, you've got to remember as well, because this was on console, we didn't have, and there was no mods, no mod hub, and there were no season passes either. So you relied on DLCs. When a DLC came out, that was big news. I'm trying to think of the ones we had. There was the JCB one. There was an IT runner one. Was it? No, not Horse. I'm trying to think what they were. There were a few. There was a New Holland pack, I remember that. And the JCB one and the IT runner, when they came out, it was mind-boggling. It was like, oh man, we've got all this new stuff, this is so cool. And when the Gold Edition came out with Sosnovka, I think we got 20 new vehicles. Workshop trigger is just here, with the vehicle shop trigger just around the side. This is the reset point on the map as well. There's your vehicle shop. I think, like I say, I think the only thing that's missing is a few things like the little. There were a lot of sort of egg cell. I'm trying to work out if there's any other cell points missing. It's hard to tell. I think there might be. Biomass heating plant just here. With a gas station just across the road. Like I say, we're going to spiral our way out. There is a circus just over the hill, which we'll get to later on as we swing around. I can't get too close to it. There is music playing, like circus music. I've been clobbered a couple of times recently for copyright. When I live streamed the other day, I had an 8-second clip of music. As I understood it, you could get away with about 15 seconds of music on a video clips, that kind of stuff. 8 seconds it was. A 4-hour stream. I got a copyright strike saying I could remove it if I want to. The copyright owner was happy for me to use it, but they would take all the revenue from the 4-hour stream for an 8-second clip of music. I thought this might be a farm you can purchase, but I think this is part of the peripheries. I mean, you can purchase it, you can buy the land. There's no triggers or anything that come up. Come down the hill and we've got the distribution centre, or centre for distribution, it says on the map. A big facility with a sell point in it. It's incredible. I've said this before, when you look how far we've come from 15 to 17 to 19 to 22, and people then say things like, oh, it's no different to 17, it's no different. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. So this is distribution centre. I think we can get out that one. There we are. We're going to whiz up and over the top. I was trying to think of the most efficient way of going around to try and show as much as I could without going out and back a lot, and a sort of spiral was the best thing I could think of, rightly or wrongly. I always remember this as well, having really steep hills in different locations. There were some, and doing harvests and grabbing crops and really struggling up some hills to get to things. So swing around this way. And doing that thing I've said this so many times before, with collectibles, the gold nuggets and the gold coins were a brilliant way of getting you around the map to all different locations and finding all sorts of really cool stuff. Which the toys do, that kind of thing do as well. It depends if you're the sort of person that collects them. But because there was such a big sort of, there was a bonus at the end, that big pot of money, that it was that thing of, you know what, we're going to go for all of them. You know, absolutely we'll go for all of them. I will show you on the map the route we've taken, as I always do when I do map tours. This is making me smile so much. It's gas station, just to the right. We've got the old grain elevator. Just there. And then we've got the animal dealer just there. And just literally over the hill, there's our log cabin. That's where we started out. No sell point at the animal dealer, it's just the animal dealer. And just through the gap there, old grain elevator. Back out onto the road. Every field on here tells a story. Every oh man. Train station down the bottom. There's a gas station down there as well. We'll just swing in and say hello. It says gas station. It looks like they're gas pumps. Oh, they are. I thought they were electric charge points, but they're not. Gas station just here. On the right, train station sell point just along here. I think the first person I think, like I said this way back when I started on here, started playing the game, and I didn't know how to do anything. Dagwin was the first person I watched for sort of let's play storyline stuff, but there was Brad M73 and Moose 2006 were the two guys that were really kind of making content guides and that kind of stuff of how to do things. And if you type in Farming Simulator 15, I guarantee it's a Bradham 73 video that pops up, or a Moves 2006, which is bonkers. Such a long time ago now. Gas station on the right, biogas plant. Oh, I've just realised. Oh, so I might be able to borrow some. Biogas plant. Now, there's a story with the biogas plant, which is before you had the tipping option to tip in front on FS15, especially here, because I remember doing it for absolutely hours. You could only tip into these with buckets. We didn't have conveyor belts or anything, I think, to start with, did we? I'm trying to think. I remember having these packed full of stuff, all of them, and going backwards and forwards with a wheel loader and bucket and wheel loader and bucket. And that was back in the day when silage paid ridiculously well. It was incredibly good. And that was also when you could do straw to make silage. So it was absolutely brilliant. Straw swaths, bang it all in, as well as your grass and all the rest of it. And then there was a little hack that if you used a self-propelled feed mixer, you could use the little pickup at the front to pick up from the silage clamps, and if you drove right up next to this bit, right at the side here, with the unload point of the self-propelled feed mixer, the trigger came up for you to tip. So without having to put up with a bucket, it saved so much time. And I haven't thought about that in years. It's funny just seeing that, just bang, straight back. Oh, that was what I was going to do. Let's borrow some money. It's not very expensive, this one, I don't think. It's only about 150 grand, but I think we have to buy the land. So if we go back up. So we started at the main farm here, went down that road there, out to the sell point for wool, vehicle shop, biomass, gas station, up there to the distribution centre, up this road, gas station, old grain elevator and animal dealer, swung round here past the train station and gas station. Gas station, there's lots of gas stations, just realised. Gas station, and we're now here. So plot 46, if we do that, that and that, icons should pop up. So on this version of it, it's slightly different because I think we get extra stuff out. So regular stuff in, but out we're getting digestate, methane and electric charge. Was worth having a look, wasn't it? So back onto the main road. Excuse me. Whoa, that's a weird bump. Where'd that come from? So sweeping round here, poodling along. We've got the next farm, so this is the cow farm. So for all you young'uns that are fairly new to the game and are used to all the new stuff, we're here. And if we go back to here, so swept along here, we're at plot 45. Do that, and that. Our cow option pops up, and the milk point there. See the milk point there? That was a holy grail point. That was because on FS15 on console you couldn't sell your milk. There were no tankers. You couldn't collect it, take it to a sell point, to a dairy. Nothing, none of that existed. At midnight, any milk that had been produced sold automatically. And I always remember seeing that there and thinking, it makes no sense. Why is it there? You can't do anything with it. You know, wouldn't it be cool if we could? So when that became a thing, it was massive. The fact you had tankers and you could go and you could collect your milk and take it somewhere to sell it. And obviously now, there you go, 250 cows here. Silage clamp just here. That barn there, happy memories. Yeah, so the fact that now you can then take your stuff and take it even further on from there. And you can take your milk to a dairy. The dairy can then produce cheese, butter, chocolate. You know, that's mind-boggling. Or at least it would have been to the me back then. You know, that was pie in the sky, PC stuff. You know. But if we swing round here, this barn. Now I don't think I put a video on YouTube about it, but the first time I ever recorded anything was here. and I've probably said this on previous map tours, I was stacking bales. I'd done baling, I was putting bales in here, I was trying to stack them neatly, there was no auto-load trailers, nothing like that. And I stacked a load of bales up, and I looked and I thought, that's the neatest stack of bales I've ever done. So I did that retrospective save, you know, you could, because it was constantly recording and you could roll back, and I saved that bit of footage because I was so impressed with what I'd done and so happy. That was where that's where it started. It's right there. Across the road. This was the garden. What is the garden centre? You start with 3 greenhouses. You don't own the land on here yet. There's no sell point, interestingly. I thought there'd be the garden centre sell point. But we do have a seed buy point and liquid fertiliser buy point, and we have 3 greenhouses that we do start with in our build menu. In our production chains menu. So these are already here. So 3 large greenhouses, and you can purchase the land if you want to. Let's go back to there. So we're now at this plot. So plot 54 you can purchase. I'm looking to see. Oh, hang on a minute. Did I miss one? Let's do that. I haven't got enough money. Because if you look at the plot numbers, you got 46, 45. What do we have there? 43. I'm looking at that being 52. Maybe not. 52, 56 is the sawmill. 44 I definitely know. I'll buy it. Let's see what happens. No. I wonder if it was maybe horses or something, but anyway, worth checking. So, kind of garden centre, just here. And again, this is all part of the verges, the periphery of the map. So if you did want to put extra sell points or stuff down on here, I mean that plot you can buy 54, but for any of the other productions you can. So I thought there were more sell points up here as well. Maybe I dreamt it. Potentially. Up here we've got the windmill sell point. To a slight detour out and around. There you go. So windmill sell point is just here. And I'm sure this little house here was an egg sell point, if I remember correctly. I remember coming up and doing forestry out here, all along this section, when a couple of the new packs, it might have been the IT runner pack, and we had the JCB stuff come out, and coming out here and makes me smile. Oh, actually, that's where I want to go. So we get quite steep here. There is a warning sign. Waterfall to our right. Little picnic place. Little hotel, restaurant just here. There's no sell point here either. I thought there'd be a sell point behind that maybe, but there's not. I'm just wondering if it'd be weird to have to buy the verges of the map, the 7 million, nearly 8 million, to get more icons pop up. I hope I haven't missed something. Anyway, sleeping around here we come to the sawmill. Now the sawmill, and this is something I've talked about a lot, and I've kind of hoped on versions that have come up subsequently that this would become a thing again. But on here and on Sosnovka, the sawmill had a train, and you could load the train up and you could send the train off. You would pull a lever. There were little levers. You pull a lever, the train would take your wood, and you'd get paid. And then when the train reached its destination, you'd get paid again. So you kind of got a double whammy for delivery. But this is your sawmill again, just a sell point at this one at the moment, not a production. But you can buy this plot. So if you wanted to put one on, none of these buildings can be removed. Because it was a great way, especially on Sosnovka. I remember planting trees and letting them grow, speeding time up as best you could, because you didn't have the same option to skip the night, so you had to just speed time up. Let me just get around into here first. So we've got sawmill. This is the shipping company sell point, just here, out by the water. Yeah, so you plant trees and then you'd have to leave the time running. I'd go away and do other things and wait for the trees to grow. then spend ages logging, loading the trains up, sending them off to make enough money to buy new equipment and machinery. There were no cheap mods. There was nothing to put money in. There was nothing, you know, you couldn't borrow money from the bank. I mean, I think you could actually. Could you get a loan? I'm trying to remember what you could do then. Right, I'm going to whiz past here very quickly, but with Circus just there, and there is music playing. Just about kind of heard it, but yeah, like I say, I'm not sure who owns the rights to that. Could be Rowley Christie one, it could be someone else, so you have to just be careful. Sweeping round towards the village. Almost at the end of our spiral. Gas station to our left. We can look at the OG gas stations, or you know, and then look at the newer ones. We've got an FS22 and all the modded ones and all the stuff we've got. Because I'm sure, weren't the notice boards for the missions? You came over to the notice boards and that's where you got your missions. I'm sure it was. Then up the hill we come to the sheep. So sheep farm just here. This is plot 44. As you can see, the icons are already showing. 250 sheep here. But where do we go? Up here, windmill. Then we went out round there, then down the front, round there to the sawmill. There's no sell points or anything out around this side. Then we came out around here to the shipping company. Swung past the circus just there. Gas station. So we're at plot 44. You can purchase it, as you can see. But like I said, they're already showing. There is a water point just next to it. And gold coins all over the place. And then follow this out. The traffic does not slow down here. But this little bit out here, okay. And we come out to the transport company, which is the final location on the map that we haven't been to yet. Just there. We go back to our map again. So we started in the centre and we spiralled round, all the way around there, all the way around there, around the outside, and we've ended up right here. What I am going to do, just to make 100% certain, I'm going to come back out, come back in again with government subsidy signs, put some extra money in. I'm going to buy all of that outside bit, just to double check that there aren't any extra sell points. I would be very surprised if there are, but just to be 100% certain. But as far as it goes at the moment, if you're not bothered about that, but you don't want to wait for that bit, I mean, for all intents and purposes, that's the end of the map tour. Bjornholm by Rowley Christie 1 VSR Modding Sur, and a trip down memory lane from MrSealyp. But I will just tack that on the end now before I do my outro. Back again. No, as far as I can tell, nothing in addition to, if I do that and that, there's no extra sell points, productions, anything else that's popped up on that outside area that I've just purchased. So that is indeed the end of the tour. That's Bjornholm by Rowley Christie 1 VSR Modding Sur. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.